All right, so let's talk about this. Let me transition over to a screen share. All right, let's see. Okay, so what we're going to talk about now is Screencast-O-Matic. It is a screen capture tool. If you have others that you are more familiar with, then by all means use those. I use Screencast-O-Matic. It is what Claire and I use to record our videos, but this is basically the homepage of the screencastomatic.com, and you can sign up for your own account. I'm already in mine, but you have the ability to purchase plans, which gives you many more possibilities in terms of settings. But for the most part, you can do what you need to do with a free plan. So just to kind of show you, walk you through this, like I said, I've already logged into my account. I actually have a PowerPoint here in the background that I want to use. So I'm going to start my recording just to kind of, as as I walk through this, you can see what it will do. So I'm going to allow it. If you can see my little screen down here, I have actually a launcher. It does take just a few seconds, few minutes for it to come up. So it should be coming up here. As you can tell, I just had a record box but pop up on my screen. So now I'm going to kind of click over to the PowerPoint that I have. So let's see if I can make that work. And since we all should be at the beach right now, I thought we would just go to the beach. So, all right, so this little box right here is what you will be recording in. So before I even start recording, I want to make sure that I actually block out my PowerPoint that I want my students to see. And so if you were lecturing with a PowerPoint, you would be doing this. Let's see. If you had notes, or if you were using, any type of other software presentation, this is what you would be doing. All right, so when I get ready to record, since I have this here, I'm going to hit the record button. It's going to count me down, 3, 2, 1. I am actually recording. So everything that I say is actually now captured for this. So I am going to be, recording through this as I go. We're going to, move slides. I'm going to be talking. I'm going to be lecturing. I'm going to be asking questions. Whatever I want to say to my students, I'm saying it right here, right now. I'm going to proceed through each and every slide, however I want to proceed. Lecture, done. 30 seconds, I have covered this 10-minute video, basically. And then when I get through, I'm going to actually tell it to stop. I am done. So now when I click done, I have several options I can do. I can save it and upload it to my hard drive or to Screencast-O-Matic, but since I don't want to use Screencast-O-Matic, I don't use that option. I can do a quick share where I can push it out to various people through email, through maybe social media. Probably not an option most of you want to do. Or I can actually edit my video. I can cut it. I can, snip it. I can plus, as it shows here, I can push it out to Zoom or Blur. I can add text to it. So there are some editing capabilities you have in this area. So, you want to do that. But as I mentioned, in order to do that, you have to upgrade to your next plans. I like the free versions. I am one of those ones who likes to try to do the one take shot in terms of getting it recorded. So once I have done it, I am happy. I'm going to publish it. As you can see right here, it is publishing to video. Then I can play it. I can browse. I can copy the path. I've saved it. So I'm done. I'll just click, and it's going to be in my account. And from there, I can go back. I can upload it to Zoom, as a link. And once I've done YouTube, I can go upload it to YouTube by just dragging and dropping. So there are many things that can be done. It may be sort of overwhelming to you at this point because it's something you haven't used. It's new. Not saying you're fearful of technology, but it literally, the first time I ever was presented with this, I literally had it down in about 30 minutes time. So it does take some time to play with it, but 30 minutes and you become a pro at it. So Claire, do you have anything to pop in on that?
Sure. I really like using Screencast-O-Matic as a screen capture instead of just my head talking to them the whole time. I can do a PowerPoint and kind of lecture through it like I would. A couple of tips I would say are minimalist slide design. The slide should not be a wall of text. I think as little text as you can put on it and then kind of talk through it. I also tend to script out my lectures. So when I do the Screencast-O-Matic, I'll pull up my PowerPoint and then put the screencast just around the picture of the slide, but then down underneath it, I can show my notes and kind of click through. And I tend to click through pretty quickly. So that the students can stay engaged in it. Like I wouldn't, although some people do, they'll talk on one screen for about 5 minutes. I personally tend to move through the slides fairly quickly. I'll mention another resource, and that is unsplash.com, that has free images that are open source. We can use them for slide presentations, and I think that's a great resource. Pixabay is another one. So if you're looking for nice images to go with your PowerPoint presentation, those are good sources to go to as well.
We had a couple of questions about if this could be, I guess, chunked together. Colleen had a question for students that don't have high bandwidth. Is it easy to cut this into smaller segments?
Yes. Actually, James and I were typing responses back to her. Yes, you can cut it into sections, although a lot of the editing tools are more available with paid versions. And I mean, as an educator, I like to have free things. But what I have found it's easier for me is the YouTube editors. Once I upload to YouTube, I can just sort of edit the video or pull out chunks of it at that time. But like I said, calling with a free version, you're only limited to 15 minutes. So I think for a lot of people, a 15-minute chunk is, a decent amount of time. Especially even if you have smaller bandwidths. I'm sorry if you see a cattail, just disregard. They can pretty much play with that, but you can't, or as James mentioned, just record smaller chunks and maybe 5 minutes or 10-minute chunks, so that you could do that.
Okay, and Margaret asked a question about the differences with Panopto, and Jonathan's going to talk about that in just a little bit. Panopto took the place of Tegrity, and so I know that it's a newer program, that he's going to be talking about that shortly. But some of the things you've just been talking about in terms of shorter snippets and students being able to, on this front, actually share can be addressed with the program Flipgrid, and James is going to talk about that. So we'll shift for just a minute and hopefully have a few questions, a time for some questions as well. So James, if you'll go ahead.